Good morning, everybody. If you do not see your team on this call, or you don't see a reminder in any of the group chats that you are in, send a reminder in those chats, even if they're not your chat. Send a reminder, say team call starts now. We are on. Be the leader in your chat to remind people of the things that are going to help them get better. All right. Send those reminders right now. We have a special treat in store for you today. We're going to be hearing from some leaders on our team. The first one that you're going to hear from, her name is Amy. She has had incredible results on our products, just totally unreal. If you don't know her story yet, she has Graves' disease, had hypothyroidism, and started a year ago, the last week of December. So she was someone that I signed up the very last week of December. And last year, I had this thought in my head, this little belief that I thought, gosh, like, I don't even know how to make silvers anymore. How come I'm not making silvers anymore? How come my team's not making silvers anymore? And I was like so victim-y about it, right? And I was always just like, oh, I've like forgotten how to make silvers. And so the last week of December, I just like hunkered down on myself and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start asking everybody again to make a first post. I'm going to start telling everyone how they can make $355 to start with 3 friends. I'm going to start to talk with everyone about the business again. And crazy thing happened. I got 4 people to Fast Start Silver the last week of December. One of those was Amy. And she hit Fast Start Gold in February. Was it February? And then she sat at gold until last month. She entered the month of November as a gold ambassador and finished at 700 points. You guys, did you hear what I just said? She sat at gold. She fast started silver in I think it actually may have been like the first week of December, but she joined the last week of December last year, December 2020. Then she went Fast Start Silver in her first 30 days. Then she went Fast Start Gold in February. And then she sat at gold the entire year. And she was personally sponsoring. She was talking to people. She was posting. She was doing all the things. And then last month, then in July, she had a failed sip and see. And I'm going to let her tell you about how tragic that was for her emotionally, tell them how you were almost going to cry, really explain how you felt that night, Amy, because, and then I can talk about how I felt leaving the house that night, but I'm going to turn the time over to Amy now because she had a failed event in July or August. I can't remember which one it was. Her team grew 600 points in the month of November. And there's way more to the story than that. And you're going to hear from a couple of these builders that are on her team that also fast started Ruby, fast started Senior Gold. And there's more than that, but today we only had time to hear from 3 of them. So we'll have others speak in the next coming months. But Amy, why don't you just talk about that failed sip and see to start us off here?
All right. Thanks, Emily. Yes, it was quite a night. I was super excited, got all the things, made the food cute. I was nervous and Emily was driving down. So I was like, oh, this has got to be like just right. Did all the things, followed the sip and see instructions to a T, with my invites and everything. And the time came and we had 3 people come. So we sat down, people were visiting a little bit. it was really small. And I was like, inside, I was kind of dying because I had I'd envisioned something a lot different going that evening. One of the ladies, not very far in, stood up and said she had a family emergency and she had to leave. Like, it was just, yeah, it was so awkward. So she left, and that left two ladies there. The next lady I'm going to talk about, she's a neighbor and friend, and she had brought her young daughter, and she could not get over the fact that the pink drink has green coffee bean in it. And it was a real stickler for her. So I know not everyone out there is LDS. I'm not assuming that, but it can be very confusing sometimes for people of the LDS faith, because they think that they're drinking coffee by drinking the slim drink, and they're not. And so thankfully Em was there, and she explained a lot, but this lady still she just wasn't quite having it. And then we go to the third guest, and the third guest is my friend Jessica. We went to high school together. She is just like this amazing soul, and she had all of these things going on and was most likely not going to come to the sip and see. But she was able to make it. She came. And so we had a nice visit, and Emily and Jessica.
And she was already on the products. She had already joined. This is important, right?
Yes, she was already
such a failure, because we're like, OMG, nobody is here that's going to sign up. The only one, like literally zero.
Yeah, zero. But hey, the veggie cups were yummy. And like, we had some, it was just, I was fighting back tears, literally fighting back tears. And was so embarrassed that Emily, you'd taken so much of your time to come down and do that for me. And then I felt like I had failed, like in a huge way. And even though it was nice to see friends and things, it was just a weird night. It was a weird night, and it wasn't anything that you'd ever expect to happen. And but Jessica stayed, and she visited, and because she was already on the products, Emily is she's the walking encyclopedia or dictionary for plexus. So Jess was able to ask some really in-depth questions and talk about, her regimen that she was doing with other products in comparison to the regimen she was starting with plexus, and how maybe she could trim some things down, what might be better for her body. And I felt like that was a win for Jess, because she was getting some good information. But yeah, as far as signups go, nothing. So I was totally apologizing to Emily, and Emily's like, no, it's great. It's fine. She was so wonderful. You were just way too wonderful, but she really was. And so my takeaway from the evening was, okay, I don't know how I need to troubleshoot this better, but I've got it for the next one. I've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. That was my takeaway, because it felt like a total failure. But Emily, your takeaway was totally different.
So the other part of this story is that at a sip and see, not only do I talk about the products, but I always talk about what the business has done for me. And this cute friend of Amy's named Jess was like, yeah, MLMs are great. I just don't do them. And I was like, perfect. Okay. So we've got, two guests that weren't signed up, one that literally ran out, we think she just made up an excuse. It's still unclear. We don't know if there was like a fake emergency or a real emergency, but the brain tends to lead you to fake emergency in those moments. So you're like, oh my gosh, she just didn't want to be here. So she just had an emergency and had to leave. Right. And then the other one, you're like, she's never going to join. Like, we even were like, buy a pack without the slim in it. Like, we can do all of this. And she just didn't want to spend the money. Right. And so that left Jess, and Jess was like a hard no. I will never do a business. I've done it many times before. It's a great model. I love it. I love network marketing, but I'm just not going to do it because I don't have time and I have no interest. And I was like, okay, yeah. Like, in my mind, I was like, it's so weird, but while I was sitting in that, in Amy's living room that night, and Jess was telling me about how she, she's done network marketing in the past, but it's not something that, that she wants to do moving forward. And she was so generous with how she spoke about it. Like, I can't even begin to describe how beautiful it was, because she wasn't like anti-MLM. Like, it wasn't that type of a vibe at all. She was like, yeah, congratulations on all your success. That's amazing. And I'm like, thank you. You could totally do this with us. And she was like, yeah, it's not for me anymore, but like, I believe in the model and it's so great, but it's just not something I'm ever going to do again. And I was like, cool. And like, it was so weird because at the same time, I had the strangest gut intuition that was like, literally told me this sip and see was for Jessica. And I was like, there's no way. Like, there's just no way, God. Like, I know, like, that's a really cute thought you've just placed in my mind, but like, there's absolutely no way. And then like, as we were sitting and talking with her, and she told us about her book and her podcast and all these things, and she's all for empowering women and all these things. And you're going to hear from her next, but there's just all these different things that she was talking about. And I was like, this sip and see was probably just for me to help her, get started on her products. Cause I don't even think she'd actually started her products yet. And so I was just trying to sort of make sense of it all in my head. And I just kept getting this impression, like, this was for her. This was for her. This was for her. And so I was trying to make sense of that in my mind. I was like, okay, it's definitely not for her for the business. Cause that's like a hard no. Like, we're never gonna, like, she is a very self-confident, secure woman. Like, she's not going to be convinced. And she's definitely a no, and I just was like, it's for sure not that. So it must be a product thing. That impression must have been because I was supposed to help her learn about the products, right? Which I'm a huge believer that doing events sometimes are more for building belief and creating community than anything else, right? Like, sure, it's awesome to have an event where you sign up 12 people. That's amazing. But sometimes you have events that are just more for like community and growth and teaching and learning, right? And so I was like, that's probably what this prompting means. And then, she left, and I turn around and Amy is like tears welling up in her eyes. And she's like, what's wrong with my friends? Like, why didn't they come? And I was like, oh my gosh, everything is fine. These things happen. Like, really genuinely, everything is fine. I was like, I don't know. I have this weird feeling that like this was for Jess and I can't explain it. And Amy was like, yeah, well, I don't think she started her products yet. So maybe so. I was like, yes, that was it. For sure. That was it. And then we sat on the couch and like shared life stories for 3 hours. We made her husband come out. He had to put pants on, because he was relaxing in his bedroom, apparently. So he like comes out and, we sit and we talk. And finally I'm like, okay, I'm going to leave now. So I go home, and on the drive home, it just kept hitting me. No, this was for Jess, not just the products. And I was like, okay, God, like, we'll see. This will be interesting, right? Like, I had no idea what it was, and it made no sense. Like, the logic in my mind, I was like, no, there's just no way. There's no way, but like, I don't even know. Maybe it's going to be years down the road, And so then, gosh, she started her products, and she called me a couple of times to ask about how things worked. She started watching the Know Your Stuff videos that I have in my team page. And if you're not in my team page, these are just videos that I have done in my team page about the Slim, the pretty much almost everything in the variety pack, with the exception of the MetaBurn and the Balance. But I've made a promise to Jess that I will go make more videos to make sure that we have more Know Your Stuff videos. So these are very easy. You can just create them yourself if you don't have them in your team page. But she started watching those videos and learning about the products. And then she started taking the products and loving them. she loved the ingredients in them. And I kept asking her, oh, you should think about, writing a post. And it would just like, no, like it would like fall on deaf ears. And I didn't want to push it too hard because I knew that like she wasn't interested in sharing or doing a business, And so then we did I don't know if we did a product event. I think we did like a 15-minute business event. One that I had written it based off of the 15-minute product event that I had seen in the Jules page. And I was like, I don't need a product event. I need a business event. And not for Jess, because I knew she was out, right? But I was like, hey, do you know anyone that would be interested in the business, in our little chat that we had with Amy? And I in no way was like, this is not for Jess. Like, she's already told me, no, we're not going to bother her about it. She's a no. And she said, yeah, my niece, Chelsea, like it could be perfect for her because she might have to like quit her job because of something that she doesn't want to do. And so she might be interested in this. And I was like, oh, perfect. Let's invite her to the event. Right. And she had signed up because we got on like a 3-way call together. And anyway, there's like, I'll let Chelsea talk about all that. But anyway, Chelsea came to that and she took off and started added 60 people in 30 days and fast started senior gold. Who's going to go first, Jessica or Chelsea? I feel like we should have Jessica go next just to like the order of events here. Jess, what do you think though? Where's Jess? I know she's here.
That's fine with me.
There she is. Do you want to go next?
I'll follow your lead, Master Emily.
Stop. Okay. Jess, explain on your side some of this, if you will.
Well, I didn't think Amy's party was a fail. I didn't even know Amy felt that way. If you felt that way, I certainly didn't feel it. I mean, the other lady who pretended like she got a call, that was very obvious. And we just kind of giggled. But it was great for me because I got you all to myself. And with my thyroid history, I'm all about ingredients, right? So I was asking about adaptogens, and because I really had kind of dabbled in the product, but I just didn't want to, because I'd had this regimen. And so I was like, okay, I'm an all-in kind of gal. I'm an all in or out kind of gal. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to take a little of Plexus and then a little of my other stuff. So in my mind, I wanted to convert, but I needed education. So the Know Your Stuff, the hashtag Know Your Stuff videos are, if you guys haven't listened to those, you're missing out. They're gold. They are seriously gold. They are the thing that took me to the next level, that I started using the products and I converted. Well, so then I was recording a podcast with my girlfriend and I showed up at her house and I'd been doing the products for like 2 weeks. And she was like, what are you doing? You look so good. Like, have you lost weight? You're kind of glowing. Like, what is going on? And I was like, well, the only thing I've really changed is I started using these Plexus products. And so we spoke about those in our podcast because we happened to be doing a health and wellness podcast that day. So it worked out great. So I mentioned them. Chelsea listens to my podcast, plus we're family. And so she called me and she's like, oh my gosh, I need these. So we did a 3-way with Emily, which I'm going to admit that I don't even remember. Is that crazy? I don't even remember that whole thing because I have already like 4 businesses. So I knew Chelsea would be great because I was like, she really needs to quit her job and she'll do what you say. So Chelsea will be great. Show her the products, let her roll with it. And I really was a no on the business because I already have so much going on. And so, yeah, the problem with me, I guess it's the strength and the weakness, right? I'm a believer that what is our biggest strength is our biggest weakness. My strength is that when I do something, I do it 150%. So I think in a small way, Emily, that's why I was like, no on the business because my plate was already so full. But then I started seeing Chelsea's, her experience on the product, which she'll share, was just like, she was just like, I'm a new woman. I feel like amazing. And I think I had gotten my podcast partner on the products and she was having similar results. And so anyway, it just fast forward to there. Do you want me to talk about my sip and see? Because I told you I kind of felt like mine was a failure.
Yes, talk about that, because I think it's really important for people to know that a lot of times you don't see the results in the moment, right? And we think, oh, the only way to judge a successful sip and see is like results that night. And really, it just, anyway, you talk about how you felt like yours was a failure.
I know, because so I had a party and we invited, I mean, I don't know, I myself invited like 20 people, plus everyone on my team. I don't know how many people we had on our team. I mean, I think between Chelsea and I, and then my daughter Jamie, we had like 100 and something people on our team before we even did our first sip and see. So Chelsea did one, and then I did one. I was expecting like 30 people to come, and we probably had 15, 20, I don't even know. But at the end of the night, Emily came up and she's like, that was so great. We had 7 enrollments. And I was like, only 7? And she's like, you're kidding me. How is that not amazing? And again, I'm the kind of gal that just shoots for the stars. So I was like, I was ready to sign up 30 people tonight. I will say that it made it easy though to do the follow-up with people that didn't come to the sip and see, right? Because I'd already just reached out, told them a little bit, invited them to the party. They couldn't come. Most of them text me and said, I won't be able to come, which kind of just opened the door for continued conversation. And I think following the night of the sip and see, I think we had 7. And those next 4 days, I think I signed 5 people up the next 2 days following the sip and see because of my invitations and my follow-up. So although I felt like it was a fail to my crazy reach for the stars standards, Emily was like, I thought it was amazing. So
and it's all the way you look at it, right? Like a lot of times we shoot ourselves in the foot by deciding what we want to believe about what just happened, right? So for example, many of you might be looking at your success sprints points thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. I can't believe that my points are only X, whatever it is, right? And you're beating yourself up when really there's 3 weeks in this month and you can do anything in network marketing in 3 weeks because that's like 17 years. So anything is possible, right? And I've literally never had, I've had people go senior Ruby in 90 days before. I've never had a team grow by 600 points in 30 days. Not ever. That was incredibly fast. And I think before then I would have told someone like, yeah, gold to almost senior Ruby in 30 days. Like, yeah, but you'd have to kill yourself. I don't feel like any of us feel like we had to kill ourselves last month. I don't know. I was kind of like playing with this while I was exercising today, because I was thinking so much about how we've talked about, like, we don't have like how you said, Jess, like, I don't have time for one more thing. Right. But this has totally blown my mind personally about being able to work less and have more success. It's been a huge belief builder for me in that way, because I'm like, man, I feel like I didn't need to take a week off or 3 months off to recover. It was just like, that was fun. Let's do that again type of thing. What are your thoughts on that though? And why do you think, and if you feel similar, why do you think that is, Jess?
Well, it definitely didn't feel like we were killing ourselves last month. I wish I would have taken a picture of my points though. When they rolled over December 1st, I was like, where'd they go? I learned my lesson, but it's just been fun. I think the energy of our team just in general, pushing each other. So it didn't feel like we were killing ourselves at all. It really felt effortless and easy because Chelsea included, it just kind of came from a place of, I feel amazing and I want all my friends to feel amazing. And as I'm talking to my friends, we have so many people walking around feeling like crap. And so it was easy to just have that conversation. The other thing too that I think made it easy is really Emily's systems, because I'm a great delegator, and with other network marketing companies, and the reason why it didn't work for me is because the systems just weren't easy to pass on. It felt like I was doing too much of the heavy lifting, and I don't want to do that. So I like to empower people. And so with Emily's system, I found that. So not only did I find that the products made a difference, I think Emily's system and her coaching and her teaching and the way we can duplicate and plug and play is really made the difference for me. I think that would be my answer.
And what she's talking about is just literally like somebody asks you about the products, you respond with, yes, tell me what interests you the most about it. Then they give you a health issue or weight loss or energy or thyroid or whatever. And then you immediately go find a story in the team page about that exact issue. You send them the picture, you send them the story, and you say, do you relate to that? They say, yes. You say, do you want to see what products they take? Then you send a picture of the variety pack with a little paragraph that says, it is $215 and it fixes everything you are struggling with. If you don't want that many products, you can buy just 4 of the products for $155. Which pack looks best? Like, that's it. And rinse and repeat. Like, I just taught them to do that with every single person that they were doing. So that's like that's the recruiting system that she's talking about. And then the retention system is just the 4 asks in the first 30 days. And I feel like we're still sort of like teaching that. We're still like driving that home, but people are learning. And the reason why these systems work is because you can just memorize them. You don't have to like look it up. You don't have to try, like, it's just easy, right? It's so you can just keep it simple and be really fast and effective. And the things that, because I know a lot of you are going to say like, what are you guys doing to sign up this many people? It's super easy. We ask people to go live. We ask people to do a Facebook Live and we teach them how to do it. So what does that look like? Like, it's me sending a voice message to someone that, loves her products. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, Jelaine, your results are incredible. Like, you should go live and talk about it. Like, what do you think about just going live and saying something like, man, like, I've been taking this stuff for the last 2 weeks, and before I dealt with X, Y, and Z, and now I am like thriving with X, Y, and Z. Like, if you are someone who struggles, like, I hope you'll have the courage and confidence to reach out to me, because it will literally, like, I can't believe how much it's helped me. And like, we have, 10% off, and, membership is discounted by $30. Like, message me. What do you think about doing something like that? So notice how I like show them what they're going to say and then ask them if they're willing to do it. And I do it in a voice message. And so that's how we just started asking people to go live. And I don't even think any of these people besides Chelsea had ever gone live before. These were all like first time, and Amy too. Like, these are first time Facebook Live people. They'd never done it before. They were like really not wanting to do it, but they wanted to share their story. So number one, the first is always get them to go live. A video by themselves if you can. I've just found people respond really well to seeing your face in your feed. And then starting 3-way messages with anyone that comments. And if they can't get them into a 3-way message, then screenshotting everything to whoever is the upline. And what we did is we were all in one together. So it would be like me, Jess, Amy, Chelsea, Jelaine, and we'd have a group together. And then quickly we made little team threads so that people could come and say, what do I say next to this? What do I say to her? And then we were all just, whoever could get there first, right? Were strength in numbers. We were just giving them answers for what to say. And they learned really quickly how to recruit on their own and then how to teach their teams to do the same. So I feel like because we put strength in numbers and we put people together and we taught them how to do this, it worked really well. Yes, Leah, I'm not sending the microbiome video anymore. Like, not ever. I'm just going straight for the story. I'm like, tell me what you want to fix with this. They tell me, I go get a story, I send it, and I say, do you relate to this at all? If they say no, say, let me go grab another one. And I'll do that. But usually they say yes. I mean, it's like 99.9% of the time they're like, yes, that's the one, right? So I just send it. And then do you relate? Yes. And then I say, do you want to see what they took to get those results? And then bam, just send the variety pack and then a little paragraph. It's $215. It has everything you need to get the results you're looking for. If you don't want, I don't ever say, if you don't want to spend that much money because I don't even want to put that in the conversation. I say, if you don't want to start with that many products, there's a smaller pack with just the basic 4 for $155. Which one are you leaning toward? I just assume they're leaning toward it, because how could they not be? You just showed them how you're going to fix their problems with someone's story, and you've given them the answer for how it works. And then bam, which one are you leaning toward? Which one do you want to start with? Right? I like the verbiage, which one are you leaning toward? Because it's not aggressive. It's very much like we're just having a casual conversation, right? And what I would do is in their little chats is I would say, like, here's the picture, here's the verbiage, don't change it. Send this and this. And it was just so easy, right? So that's what they're doing, right? And then we're encouraging them, of course, teaching them by example, and also by, talking about it in the threads every day to share other people's stories along with their own, right? So we're going to turn the time, unless Jess, do you have anything else you want to add? Okay.
No.
Okay. And Jess fast started Ruby last month, you guys. So give her a round of applause. We want to celebrate her.
Which is great, because I thought I'd missed all my fast start bonuses. I was like, I'm totally behind. I missed all the fast start bonuses.
Well, she started the month as senior silver, and she didn't fast start on either of those. And I didn't. And then she hit gold by I don't know. It was like the halfway through the month. You were gold, I think. I was at Chelsea's Sip and See on the 4th, right? Beginning of November, whenever that was. I think it was later than the 4th. It was like the 6th or the 7th, something. Mm-hmm. It was after, yeah. So then you hit gold. And then I was like, oh, darn, you think you're out of all the fast start windows. And then I pulled up in my back office where it says fast start eligibility, and you can go to your dashboard, and then there's fast start, and you can see who's eligible. And I was like, one night late, I think it was after you had already ranked senior gold. I don't even think we announced you as fast start senior gold, because I was like, no, there's no way. You started in July. There's no way. And then I was looking, and I was like, wait, I think you fast started senior gold. And then I was like, and you're still in qualification for Ruby and senior Ruby. And so then it was game on, here we go. Right. And so the other thing I want to tell you is that they all earned Leaders Retreat last month. You can earn Leaders Retreat in 3 weeks. You can absolutely do that. I know you can. It's getting people to go live. It's you yourself going live. It's following up. It's doing events, whether we do the Tuesday night product event, 15-minute messenger thing. And then we do the business one on Thursdays. And then we did a weekly sip and see at whoever's house, whoever we were trying to rank up. That's whose house we did the sip and see at for 3 weeks in a row. Okay, so now we're going to turn the time over to Chelsea, and Chelsea fast started senior gold last month in 30 days. So fun. She made $4,000 in 30 days, you guys. Chelsea, where are you at? Sometimes her internet is sketchy. Hopefully she can unmute herself. Where are you at?
I'm not at my house.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Yes. Okay, go.
Hi. I have no voice though, so sorry.
You're fine.
Can you?
Yep.
Okay. So what do you want to know?
Okay. So Chelsea, tell us.
I don't know.
Tell us, number one, how, why you went to the business event. You went to the 15-minute, we invited you to come to the messenger business event. Why did you start working the business after you went to that? What did that event do for your belief?
Yeah. So by the time I went to the business event, I had already been taking the products for about a week. I knew I was already feeling better. I had already texted Jessica and Emily saying how good I'd felt. And then in the back of my head, when I signed up, more backstory, my significant other and I had several conversations about we needed to do something so that I was feeling better, because it was affecting everybody around me with how crappy I was feeling. So within the first week, I was noticeably feeling my mood was better, I was sleeping better, like all the things. So they invited me to the business thing. I got on and watched, and in the back of my head, I knew I could hear Jesse being like, I can't afford these. We can't pay for these products every month. So you're gonna have to like figure something out. So in my head, I was like, okay, well, somehow I have to figure out to pay for these products, and this is it. This is my way. So it was like late one night when I had texted these two, and Emily was like, do a post right now. I was like in my pajamas, like hadn't gotten ready for the day. She's like, just do it. I was like, she's crazy, but okay. So posted a selfie and just said like, 1 week in, I can't believe how good I am already feeling. And literally that was all that I really did. And it just was like the snowball effect from there. I hate to say that it was easy, but it was kind of like too easy. Like the whole month I did no cold messaging. I did, like not really like reached out to anybody. Everybody was coming to me, and the only reaching out I would say is like after Emily forced me to go live. Like people that had liked the video, just sending them message, hey, like thank you so much, like what stuck out to you, what did you like about my video? Oh my gosh, I suffer with this and this and this, tell me, what has it done for you? And it just was like, I hate to say that it was easy, but it was literally just telling my story. And people wanted to know. They don't really want to know, like, in my whatever. They don't really care what's in the products, what they actually are. They just care how they make you feel and what they're going to do for you.
So this is so crazy. This is so crazy because Chelsea, so she's at Jessica's house because Chelsea lives on a farm in Payson. And so Jessica went to get her and bring her up to her office, and Chelsea was literally talking, and I could see her walking into Jessica's office at the same time. And it was so delayed that we that was the smoothest thing I've ever seen. That's fine.
Can you hear me?
Can you make sure? Okay, your other one's muted, so we should be good now, but it's still talking to us, which is funny.
Cool.
Okay, Chels. So I know that you sent more cold messages than you are even saying, which is fine. It's totally normal to think that all of them came to you, but that's a lie because I sat with you.
True.
I sat with you and we sent out like 2 hours of cold messages that week. And then to your sip and see, you sent out like 100 cold messages to come to your sip and see. And you had, I know. And so it's a lot of times we just like, don't give ourselves credit for what we're actually doing, but I don't want anyone to think that like everyone just came to her. Cause it really was like a combination of posting, cold messaging, having the event. And you had 26 people show up to your event at her sip and see at her house, you guys. That was not because she posted once. Like she sent messages and follow up and got people there. And it was, that was the event that we did the gift cards for and the goodie bag, like the doorbuster gift. And then the gift with purchase that I talked to you guys about a couple weeks ago on the team call. Chelsea, what do you think has helped you develop so many silvers? Because the other thing I want to tell you about this team is they had 15 rank ups on their team last month. And Jess, you had like 3 level 1 fast start silvers. You had 1 fast start senior silver, who Jelaine, she was almost fast start gold. And then were there more than that I think you had like, I'm trying to remember if I'm missing
I can't.
And there
know.
was Shay. Shay went Fast Start Senior Silver as well. So there were like 5 or 6 girls that ranked up just from you.
Yeah.
And then Jess had like 15 altogether. So how do you get people to go silver? Because I feel like you had the most like level 1 Fast Start Silvers last month out of everyone. So tell me what are you doing behind the scenes to make that happen?
Yeah, just copy and repeat everything that Emily and Jessica did for me, and like told me to do, and things they said to me, just turning around and putting that into like my girls' heads as well. You want to make sure they stay motivated. You want to show them like what is next. And like Emily says, they don't really care about the rank like they do, but like it's not really the rank. But when you put it into money form and you show them, hey, if you just get like 3 more people, you're going to be at like this much money for the month. And that is a big thing, that they can see it that way. So for me, I know that's what's helped them a ton. And just, everything, all the copy, repeat, like, hey, you should do this, you should do a live, basically just exactly what like I went through. I'm just turning around and now telling my girls, hey, you should do this, you should do this, you should go live, you should post, you should, text 3 of your friends, that for me is what's been really big.
Now, Chelsea does not like just sit around all day and message people from her house. So explain, how many hours a week do you work outside of the home? You're a dental assistant, is that right?
Yep. So I work like 30 hours in a dental office every week. Like I said, we live on a big farm, so we raise cattle. October and November is actually even some of our busiest months for us, because we're selling and gathering and moving cows. And so there's not really a lot of downtime in my life. So there's a gap between when I get home from work after I pick the kids up from school to when Jesse gets home. So usually those maybe 2 hours, I just sit down on my phone, I go through messages, I try to post, that sort of thing. And even not even posting, but even just like interacting more with people on social media, commenting on their stuff so that they know that you're there and then they can see you more. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And helping build that sort of interaction, I think, is what has been truly huge for me. So, a week, I'm maybe, I don't know, maybe 15 hours a week. I don't know.
Like you're talking about like your Plexus business, right? You're talking
Yes.
about that. Yeah. And I think it's just so inspiring for people to know that even if you are, a working mom, or if you are a mom that stays at home and you have to be with your kids all day, like there's a way for you to build a business and not have it totally consume your life and not burn out. And it has been so pleasantly surprising to me to see how just teaching literally the simplest of systems and say, go, 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 just this, just this, just this. Like the amount of speed that has happened from it is just incredible. So tell me, what is your plan for how to keep your team engaged now in the month of December? What are you doing right now? Because I feel like this is something that you do really well in your team thread as a leader. Because you're going for Fast Start Ruby this month. So that means you need to grow your team by, about 50 people, but you have bigger goals than that. But tell me how you're going to keep your team engaged and what you are doing. Because I've already been seeing you do it in your chat. Like you just pop in and you're like, this is the plan for today. So like, what do you do?
Yeah. So like Emily said, we have our group chat, and I have, my ambassadors underneath me in that group. And I like to, if not every day, at least every other day, I like to get down and be like, hey ladies, this is what we should do today. I want everybody to do X, Y, and Z. So sometimes it's, do a new post talking about a certain thing, or like post this to your stories, or message these people. Just something easy that doesn't take a whole lot of time. And then our team is actually really good at motivating each other, even like the ambassadors. Like if one, has an enrollment, all of my girls are really great to be really, really like excited for them and happy. And it's just, I've loved seeing that, like we're all on the same team, but they're definitely like technically on different teams, but still the motivation and push they have for each other has been really great. I also, am messaging all my girls separately almost every day at this point, because I know, like personally with our team, coming from the month that we had last month, and I know that it's still early this month, but it's definitely has been a little bit slower, I feel, for everybody.
And by slow, they mean like they've only added 10 in the last 6 days, right? But yes, go ahead.
Yeah, yes. And so just trying to keep that momentum going and keep them, pushing and being like, like Emily said, you only have 3 more till you hit this much money. That's been a really big thing for them. So
awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. It's so fun to see the simple systems that are working and going. One of the things that I see happen in both Jess's thread and Chelsea's team threads are anytime someone gets an enrollment, they take a picture of like the congratulations, because they enroll them for their people, right? So they like take a picture and they put it in the chat and they're like, got another one. And then it's just like, cheers everybody on. So that's an idea that you can do. And one of the things that I think is so smart and intuitive that you've done is not to assume that putting it in the team chat is enough. Then you are messaging them one-on-one outside of the chat to follow through and make sure that there's that connection on that personal level as well. So really awesome. So fun to see you guys and what you're creating. And I just am like, cannot wait to see if you guys earn silver stars this month. In my book, you definitely earned it in my book, and definitely earned it on our team. But we'll see if Plexus awards that. So anyway, so happy for you guys and all the success that you're creating. What are you going to be able to do, Chelsea, with this income? Like, what is your long-term goal? Tell us.
I want a party barn. That's all I want. I just want a party barn.
That's not, I don't know why I expected you to say something different, because that's what you've always said to me. So a party barn, you guys, they have all these acres. They have lots and lots of acres, and she just likes to cater and have people over and everything. So she really wants $1 million, an $800,000 party barn. Yeah. So she can have parties.
Yeah. We'll have retreats. Everybody can come. It'll be so fun.
Yes. Yes. So, but yes, Hannah wants to come to your party barn.
Okay.
But what is your goal? Cause you've told me you have a goal in your mind for when you're going to quit your job, and why, can you speak to that at all?
Yes. So back up. So I work for a real job.
This is a real job too.
Well, yes, but have to sit at a desk and not, answer to somebody else's job, not myself.
Yes, I know what you're saying. I just have to call you out.
And my significant other, he also, he works for a city. Well, he just got this job that he is going to be able to go and ranch full time, which is his huge dream. And not that I'm jealous, but kind of jealous. And so I want to be able to do that and be able to go with him and work from wherever. And so I plan to be able to quit, the real job before Leaders Retreat by March. So that's our plan.
I love it. I'm so excited for your family to have that freedom. And I have no doubt you're going to accomplish that, Chelsea, zero doubt in my mind. So watch her go, cheer her on. Okay. To close out the call, Jessica Wagner is going to hop on right now and talk to you about how to use the new little bonus pack that Plexus just announced today. There is a holiday collection pack that they just released. Jessica's going to tell you Jessica Wagner, not Devonish. Jessica Wagner is going to tell us what's in the pack, how much it costs, and her plan for who she's going to specifically target with it to help bring her points up. Jessica, where are you at?
I'm here.
Okay, go girl.
Okay. Hi, everybody. So I was, scrolling this morning, but noticed on the Plexus Jewels page that there was an announcement about a special seasonal success bundle. So I just checked my email and my email is there. So you probably all got an email about it. And so it's called the Seasonal Success Bundle, and it is a discounted package that contains Slim. You get to pick your flavor of Slim, including black cherry lime, still available. It is my very favorite. So you get a bag of Slim, you get 2 bags of lean, and you can choose if you want the lean whey bundle or the lean vegan bundle. And then you get a bottle of Balance. Okay, so 1 bag of Slim, 2 bags of lean, 1 bottle of Balance. The whey package is $134.95 for the VIPs and ambassadors. The vegan version is $150.95 because the vegan lean costs a little bit more than the whey does. So those are your options, but $135 and $150. The whey is 100 PV, woohoo! And the vegan one is 110 PV. So this is perfect for your white lines or for your less than 100 PV people, okay? But I want to tell you what really got me excited about this. So a lot of us did intermittent fasting challenges last month. Some of us are continuing that on this month. And when you use Slim, Lean, and Balance in combo with intermittent fasting, talk about results, my friends, because that is what people are going to get. And so the way that I am doing this is all the people that tried triplex and they didn't get weight loss fast enough and so they quit. These are the people we're going to message and we're going to say, listen, they just released this new bundle right now. And I'm doing this intermittent fasting challenge. And let me tell you about the results that people are having. And so this package, I know you didn't get the results you wanted with triplex, but this package is perfect for you because it's going to help you with the blood sugar balance. You break your fast every day with a lean shake, which is a perfect way to break a fast. So you're going to drink your Slim, you take your Balance, you eat your lean, you're going to get the results that you want. You're going to sail through the holidays without the sugar cravings and with feeling in control of your body. And that's honestly what we all want anyway, right? How many of us get to the end of the year and we're like, oh my gosh, I feel gross because I totally overindulged, right? But this is going to help you to listen to your body and give your body what it needs. And you can still have a treat every now and again, but you don't maybe need 15 treats, right? So I am going to message all of my white lines, my level 1 white lines, to invite them to try this package and to try intermittent fasting with me in the intermittent fasting challenge group, because they're going to learn about the science behind intermittent fasting. They're going to learn about the benefits of pairing intermittent fasting with Plexus, because neither one alone is as good as they are together. Okay. There's no way I could have intermittent fasted without Plexus because I need the blood sugar balance or I would have died. So, but when you pair them together, they are the perfect combo. So message all your white lines about that. Anyone who's under 100 PV, and then all of your current ambassadors that are loving stuff, invite them to order it too and join you with you. If they're just doing triplex, this is a way to get them to love lean and balance. And they get a free bonus bag of Slim. They could do 2 bags of Slim a day, whatever they want. My brand new people, I'm still trying to get them to order a welcome pack, okay? Because I want Success Sprints credits and I want them to get a welcome pack because it's the biggest savings. But they could add this seasonal success bundle on and start with 2 Slims a day, and they have lean, and they have balance, and they have the full triplex. So get them triplex and the seasonal success bundle, and they're going to get all of it. Okay. So this is a perfect combination. I'm so excited that they released it. From what I hear, it's available until the end of the year, but you never know if it's going to sell out. So I would not wait. I would start right now and get people ordered so they can be taking these products through the holidays and have fantastic results and get all their friends to do it with them. There you go.
Thank you so much, Jess. This is genius. We're going to have the recording of this up so you can watch this again. You can specifically fast forward to minute 52 and get Jessica's verbiage for those messages and then put them in the chat for people so that your team can just send out these messages. So key. Help people to see and understand that they are getting a 3-week start ahead of everyone else on their New Year's goals, right? So many people want to wait until after Christmas, and we get it. I know, I empathize with you, but if you're looking to get a start 3 weeks early on the new year so that you can be feeling better by after Christmas, this is going to help you. This is going to give you the exact results you're looking for. I promise and guarantee weight loss, inches lost, and results now because of what I saw happen last month in our intermittent fasting group. My mind is totally blown. I am 150% confident that this is the way to weight loss and health and getting a handle on your health in a way I've never seen before, you guys. Triplex, ease, balance, it's the money maker for weight loss. And if you add this on, then they're also going to get the perfect shake to break their fast. Or we give other ideas like the protein, oatmeal protein cups from Kodiak Cake, or the protein muffin from Kodiak Cake, or the protein pancakes. Like all those things are great too. We make it so easy to do. And then, what was the other thing I was going to say? I forget. Anyway, be bold with the people you're talking to. Get them started. Oh, I know what it was. If they are adamant about not starting until after Christmas, perfect. Best news ever, because you're going to put them on your December 27th list. If you haven't heard me talk about this before, it's a thing. I don't know. I mean, for me, I created it the first year I did Plexus. People were telling me no. So I had a December 27th list, and I've talked about it for years and years and years ever since. I don't know if I came up with it or if everyone's always been talking about it, but in my mind, I love December because it's where I grow my December 27th list. My first year I did Plexus, I had 13 people sign up from December 27th to December 31st. 13. Because sometimes people just aren't ready, and it's fine. Put them on your December 27th list. And on the morning of December 27th, you're going to skip out of your bedroom with so much excitement to message all those people. Oh my gosh, guess what? It's December 27th. Are you ready to get started? Let's get you ordered so you can start with us, because we're going to be doing the intermittent fasting group in January too. So you can, get them in now. It's not too late to get started now. If they're so stubborn about it, then fine. You're just going to add them to your December 27th list. You guys, thanks for staying on here. There was a lot of information. I hope you loved it as much as I did. Thank you to Amy, Jess, Chelsea, and Jessica for contributing today and making this call so amazing. So grateful for all of your time and talents. Have a great rest of the week, you guys. Let's rock it. Bye-bye.